Hey y'all, it's Brandon with Voodoo Forge, and okay, so a buddy of mine called and asked me if I could make him a firewood rack. Not a big deal. So there's a couple that I made a few years ago. They're real simple. I just finished a couple of big complicated jobs where I had to draw everything out, and so yeah, this shouldn't be a problem. So it should have been a couple of hour thing, you know, for a buddy of mine, you know, I didn't charge him a lot. Well, yeah, here, you start looking for the mistakes I made on this. Here's what I was grinding. I cleaned this up because I'm going to put the uprights on here, and I'm going to cap it, so I cleaned around the edges, and I cleaned the edges on the uprights. This is what our joint looks like before we weld it. everything's square. Just tack. Here's an opportunity to learn from my mistake. I cut these at 18 inches. All right, I've got about a 1/4 inch space on either side. I meant to cut these at 16 inches. I didn't write it down, I got to the saw, and for some reason I cut them at 18. I should have cut them at 15 inches. So now, this is welded on here all the way around. It's not tacked up. It's solid weld, so I'm gonna have to cut this and cut 3 inches out of the middle and splice it. So, don't do dumb stuff like that. Oh my gosh, look at me, I'm making dumb mistakes all day. Okay, I've moved this over now. Maybe I can get through the rest of this without doing anything too stupid. In my hurry, didn't even have all my daggone material cut. So what should have been a afternoon project has stretched into the morning of when I've got to deliver it. So I still got to do a little grinding on it, weld these caps on and weld these pieces. I'm gonna go put my boots on. Well, it's done. I definitely managed to turn an afternoon project into a full day with plenty of shenanigans. I sweated through 3 shirts, but it's done, and I had to relearn some lessons, but we'll talk about that in a minute. It's a simple enough project. It's 18 pieces of steel. 6 pieces of 2x2, 2 of them are 8 foot long, 4 of them are 3 foot long with a 10-degree angle on each side. There's 8 pieces of 1/4 inch 2x2 plate. There's 4 pieces of 3 inch by 1/4 flat stop. I mean, it's simple. I've made it before. But when you don't write everything down, you start messing stuff up. So always draw out your projects. Write stuff down, keep up with it. That way you can refer back to it. That way you don't have to count on you screwing something up, remembering something wrong. And drawing a project out, I don't know if you noticed when I cut my stock to 18 inches, and I said I was planning on cutting it to 16, but for some reason I cut it to 18. And I should have cut it to 15. That's why you draw it out. You know, you sit there, you get the tape out so you can look at it and get everything visualized before you cut your first piece of steel. And then you stick to your cut list and follow your steps that way. But just bonehead move after bonehead move. Oh, and tack everything together before you start just laying weld in there. If I had just tacked that piece on there, I could have just ground that out and fixed it. So first of all, make a list, follow the list, try not to screw up. And as you're assembling something, try to do it in a way where if you do screw up, you can easily fix it. So anyway, hopefully y'all got something out of this video. If you have any questions or comments, or what's a bonehead move you've made working on a job, leave that down there in the comments. But if you like the video, hit the like button. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel. Alright, y'all behave yourselves.